Shalom, everybody. Most High in Christ bless. All right. So we're going to do a little class here tonight. Stepping in on this Tuesday evening. In light of the holiday that's coming up, all right, Thanksgiving, all right, I wasn't going to pull this this one thing from a book. I think the book is called American Indians. I'm not sure. But anyway, give me that one, number 139 real quick. 139. Hope nobody is planning on attending Thanksgiving dinner. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have people in the congregation like that. You understand? They ain't fully converted yet. They still struggling. You know what I'm saying? Their family got a stronghold on their spirit. All right? Go ahead. You got that? All right. Read that.
One of the most persistent Hopi legends concerned the return of the lost white brother.
Now, I could say a lot of the time, right? Gad, Reuben, all right, they be off a little bit. You understand what I'm saying? Some of that stuff be called mythical or it's called legend, but their spirit bear witness. You understand, with our spirit. And it says their lost white brother. As we read on, is not talking about Edom. You understand? When you do your research, this white brother named Pahana is like supposedly have been somebody that came and helped them set up when they came over here and went back over to the east. All right, read it from the top.
One of the most persistent Hopi legends concerned the return of their lost white brother, Pahana. Another important aspect of their religious faith is connected with 4 sacred tablets.
4 sacred tablets. Go ahead.
One was given to the Fire Clan.
The Fire Clan. Go ahead.
And 3 to the Bear Clan. One of the tablets has a missing corner.
Read that part again.
One of the tablets has a missing corner.
So one of the tablets has a missing corner. Go ahead.
The legend persists that one whom provides the missing corner will be the one who will deliver them from their present predicament and set up a perfect brotherhood.
That's interesting right there, because I don't know about y'all, but to me, that sounds a lot like Christ. That sounds a lot like the tribe of Judah, don't it? The cornerstone, the chief cornerstone, right? Let's get that. Ephesians chapter 2, real quick, verse 19. We'll come back to that. So what's this corner that's missing that's going to be brought back by this brother that's going to save them from their persistent trials they're going through right now? Okay, read.
The book of Ephesians chapter 2 and verse 19.
Bring it out.
Now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of God, and are built up upon the foundation of the apostle and prophets, Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone.
Who?
Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone.
So we understand that Christ is the foundation of our faith. He's the chief cornerstone of this building called the body of Christ, all right? The 12 tribes of Israel. Read on.
Verse 21, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord.
Now, go back. Okay, let's finish the rest of that. Go back and finish that out. Go ahead and start at the legend. Or one of the tablets having the missing corner.
The legends persist that the one whom provides the missing corner will be the one who will deliver them from their present predicament.
Read.
And set up a perfect brotherhood.
And set up a perfect brotherhood. And see, sometimes, that's why I say sometimes the natives or Gad or Reuben, they be off, all right, because they think all nations supposed to come together. That's not what it means. You understand? That's talking about the nation of Israel coming back together. The stick of Ephraim and the stick of Judah, all right, or the stick of Joseph and the stick of Judah being joined together, grafted in together. That's what it's talking about. Is that over the years they've been, you know what I'm saying, they've been diluted with Christianity and they think God loves everybody. Go ahead.
The most detailed description of these tablets and their interpretation is provided by Frank Waters in his book of the Hopi. All the tablets, according to this tradition, are said to be yet in the possession of the Hopis still, very sacred. It is forbidden that they be shown to any white man.
You see that? So that proves right there that that's not what it's talking about in the beginning of the passage. All right. So give me Romans chapter 8 and verse 19.
Bring it out.
All right. Just like our Northern Kingdom brothers, all right, who we call Native Americans, all right, us blacks and Hispanics as well, is waiting for a deliverer. We waiting for salvation as well. Read what you got.
That's right.
Book of Romans chapter 8 and verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God.
So we're waiting, the whole earth is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. And particularly our people is the people that need it. Our nation is the people that need it when you look at the current condition of our people. You understand? Everything's out of course, all right? Fishes are coming up dead on the shore. You understand? We got crazy weather. So we are the ones that's missing. We are the void that's missing in the earth to set things back in order. You understand? Give me Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1. All right, y'all can jump in at any time. Isaiah 60 and verse 1. You know what I wanted to get real quick? Because the scripture says the earth waited for the manifestation of the sons of God. Give me 1 Samuel chapter 4 verse 9 real quick. 1 Samuel chapter 4 verse 9. Can we find that in the scriptures that we are called gods? Yes, we can. Because a lot of times we go to Psalms, right, which is a good scripture. We go to John, all right, but we randomly go here. Let me get my glasses. I can't see. I need these spectacles. All right. Yeah, start at verse 6.
The book of 1 Samuel chapter 4 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
And when the Philistines heard the noise of the shout, they said, what meaneth the noise of this great shout in the camp of the Hebrews?
Of the who?
Of the Hebrews.
Go ahead.
And they understood that the ark of the Lord was coming to the camp.
Read.
And the Philistines were afraid, for they said, God is coming to the camp.
They said what?
God is come into the camp.
So it was well known back then that God was dealing with us. Read.
And they said, woe unto us.
They knew death was about to come to them. Read.
For there hath not been such a thing heretofore.
Read.
Woe unto us. Who shall deliver us out of the hands of these mighty gods?
Out of the hand of these what?
Out of the hand of these mighty gods.
Read.
These are the gods that smote the Egyptians with all the plagues in the wilderness.
So we always had a reputation of gods. You understand? Ain't that what J. Edgar Hoover said? The most feared thing of America is what? A black Messiah. You understand? That's why they killed Marcus. They sabotaged Marcus Garvey. They killed Martin Luther King. They killed Malcolm X. You understand what I'm saying? They killed the Black Panthers, the leaders of the Black Panthers. So guess what? We are the gods of this earth. Now go to Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1.
The book of Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1.
Come on.
Arise, shine, for thy light is come.
You know what? That's what we say when we go out into the streets and teaching our people. We telling our people in so many words, right? Arise, all right? Because our people are dumbed down in Christianity, all right? Dumbed down in economics. They're looking for hope in politics. You understand? We're trying to show our people, no, arise. It's time to shine, for the light is come. What's the light? Give me Psalms 119, verse 130. We're going to come back here. Psalms 119, verse 130. We put out, reels. We put out videos. You understand? We go out and do community service. We do youth violence in order to reach our people, to show them that they're greater than they was told in the land of their slavery. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 130.
Go ahead.
The entrance of thy words giveth light.
What?
The entrance of thy words giveth light.
So when you enter into the word of God, you understand you become free. Because Christ said that you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The walls of your mind begin to crumble. You understand what I'm saying when you start getting into this word. Read it from the top again.
The entrance of thy words giveth light.
Read.
It is given understanding unto the simple.
You see that? We are the simple because we've been robbed of our nationality. You understand? Our heritage and our language. All right. So now go back to Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 1.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 60 and verse 1. Arise,
Arise, all right? Come on.
shine.
It's time for our people to shine because we are the people that's on the bottom of society. We are the ones, we are broke. We are like the land of broken toys, as the bishop would like to say. You understand? Read.
For thy light is come.
For thy what is come?
For thy light is come.
Read.
And the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
The glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. You understand? He's putting his spirit back in his men, all right, to go out and raise up the nation of Israel. But give me Psalms chapter 74 and verse 20 real quick.
Bring it out.
Psalms chapter 74 and verse 20. What has happened to the apple of God's eye? What has happened to the Israelites, all right, that once ruled the world and was called gods by the Philistines? Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 74 and verse 20. Have respect unto the covenant.
So this is what we should be praying to the Lord for, because we trying our best. You understand? We spending our money. We traveling. We lose sleep. You understand what I'm saying? We go out in the streets. Our lives are threatened. So we want God to increase what we're doing. We want to ask him to have respect to the covenant. You understand? Because we're trying our best to keep the commandments. Read it from the top.
Verse 20. Have respect unto the covenant.
Come on.
For the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty.
So those dark places, right, are the places wherein the 12 tribes of Israel have served slavery. You understand? They're filled with darkness and cruelty. Our people been through so much, it's ridiculous. I don't think you can record the amount of things that's happened to our people. All right, just from the statistic from our women aborting, 19 million babies since 1971, to what we've gone through with the conquistadors. You understand? Them ripping our women's bellies out, rubbing blood on our women's bellies, then ripping them out, then letting the dogs eat the baby out the belly. That's a place of cruelty. You understand? That's a dark place. You understand? Even anywhere our people serve slavery, South America, all right, Haiti, all right, Cuba, all these are dark places. You understand? Read it from the top.
Verse 20. Have respect unto the covenant. For the dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty.
And guess who's ruling all those habitations? The so-called white man whose name is Esau. Esau Edom. He's the one when it's called the border of wickedness. Give me that real quick. Give me Malachi.
Bring it out.
Give me that thing in Malachi. Chapter 1. What happened when the white man became ruler of the earth? Give me that Malachi real quick.
The book of Malachi, chapter 1 and verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
So Edom said we are impoverished. We will return and rebuild the desolate places. All right. When is this? This is during the Renaissance era. All right. Because we were ruling in Europe, in Spain, in Portugal. We was calling ourselves Moors. Back then, we still knew who we are. We knew our lineage still. They had not beat it out of us yet. Read it again.
Verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
Because they were impoverished. Read.
But we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
So God calls them the border of wickedness. So when they became into rulership, right, they did a whole lot of evil on the earth. You understand what I'm saying? They did a whole lot of evil. You got something?
Yeah, I was going to say, our people don't see Esau or the so-called white man as the enemy. Why? Because he put on a three-piece suit, shave off his, you know what I'm saying, his beard, you know what I'm saying? He portrayed himself to be that light. So that's why our people today, when you know what I'm saying, like you talk about slavery or you talk about racist things, our people can't see it. They can't see it. Why? Because he portrayed himself to be God now. You know, so now our people in the trick bag, when they look at this Caucasian man, they cannot picture him doing all this evil that you're talking about.
Exactly. They know something wrong with him, but they don't know the extent. They don't know you know what I'm saying? They don't all the way know. You understand? Give me Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 6. Lamentations 3 and 6. Still dealing with those dark places.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 6.
Bring it out.
He had set me in dark places.
He has done what?
He has set me in dark places.
So because of our disobedience, right, God has set us in dark places. You understand? To where we are now like dead men. You understand? Read.
As they that be dead of old.
As they be what?
As they that be dead of old.
Just like when it says that they be as dead of old, it's like we're going to stay in this state forever. You understand? Because sometimes when you go out of camp, it's like, is these people ever going to wake up? You bringing out the scriptures make perfectly, right, for it to make sense. And how it's like, how can you not understand that? It's like, is we going to be in this captivity forever? But you see the signs of the times. You know it's coming. The end is definitely coming. You understand what I'm saying? But we trying to get our people to see that thing. Read it again.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 3 and verse 6.
Read.
He had set me in dark places.
Read.
As they that be dead of old.
As they that be dead of old. Like he said to Ezekiel, can these bones live? He said, only thou knowest, Lord. When he looked at us, you know what I'm saying? He seen Negroes sagging their pants with purses on, with boot-shiesties on. You understand? Our women with straight hair. You understand? European women hair, blonde hair. He's like, only thou knowest, O Lord. All right? So give me Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 4. Jeremiah 17 and verse 4.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
So we discontinue from the heritage that God gave us. And now most of our people are in darkness. Read.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies, and the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever.
So now we have to suffer the punishment of the Most High. You understand? Give me that in Baruch 3 and verse 8. So now that we serving our enemies, guess what? We've gone into a dark place. No understanding. All right? Go ahead.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity.
So we are this day still in our captivity. Go ahead.
Where thou hast scattered us.
Where thou hast scattered us. The Lord scattered us. All right? It wasn't a coincidence. It ain't something that just happened. Africans didn't sell Africans. You understand?
Bring it out.
Africans or the children of Ham sold the Israelites. Give me that real quick in Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3 and verse 6. All right? It's time for the foolishness to end. You understand? We're going to give you sound doctrine. You understand? To make you understand what we're saying is facts. Read what you got.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 6. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
So I'm not looking at it. Do you need to go up a little bit?
Verse 4. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
So Tyre and Zidon are two Hamitic nations. All right? Read.
And all the coast of Palestine.
And that's talking about your Arabs. All right? Palestine. Go ahead.
Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Because what many may not know, before we was enslaved, before we went into the transatlantic slave trade, we was in the sub-Saharan slave trade under the Arabs. All right. And then the Arabs and the Africans got together and made a deal with Esau, the so-called white man. And here we are. Read.
Hit the bomb.
Verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly and pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
You have done what?
The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians.
So there it is right there. The Hamitic tribe sold us to the white man. Read on.
That ye might remove them far from their borders.
You see that? That you may remove them far from their borders. Is it more on that? No, that's it on that. Now, give me Go back to Baruch real quick. Go back to Baruch 3 and verse 8. Let's finish that out.
The book of Baruch, chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us, for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments.
So we are here for a reproach and a curse. All right. The reproach is in direct correlation with God's disapproval of us. You understand? Misbehaving, not keeping the commandments. So we are here for a reproach. Now, give me 141. All right, so it says Jews and blackface, a complicated history. We're going to do a little reading. Go scroll down. Scroll down under the box. We're not going to read all of that. All right. Slow down right there. Go under the box. That box right there. Stop. Go back. Okay, I can't tell what you just did. All right, go down. Go down, go down, go down, go down. Go down, go down, go down. Stop. All right, stop. Start with blackface has a long Jewish history.
Blackface has a long Jewish history. The practice originated in the late 1820s, with white male performers portraying African American characters by applying burnt cork to their faces. These minstrel acts grew in popularity through the 1840s, frequently exposing white audience in the North to a depiction of the Southern black life.
So these minstrels, all right, they gave the North an idea of what was going on down south. Go ahead.
Mark Twain and Abraham Lincoln were known to attend minstrel shows.
So good old Mark Twain and Abe Lincoln, they was known to attend these minstrels. You got something you want to say?
They say Abe freed the slaves.
They say Abe freed the slaves, but guess what? He was entertained by mockery.
Damn.
Go ahead, continue.
White and black performers, including Burt Williams, the most prominent black entertainer of the vaudeville era, darkened their faces in this way.
So some of our people took part in that too. Go ahead.
Blackface became a staple of vaudeville and of ads for such productions as cigarettes and pancakes.
What the hell is this? Cigarette and pancakes. Go ahead, read on.
Then came the jazz singer, which took blackface to a wider national audience. In addition to Jolson leading Jewish entertainers who also performed in blackface.
Hold on. Go back to leading what? Leading what?
Leading Jewish entertainers who also performed in blackface, including such prominent names as Eddie Cantor, George Burns, George Jessel, and Sophie Tucker.
So the so-called Jew, he took part in blackface. That's what we're finding out right now. Go ahead.
Jews then played a disproportionate role in the entertainment industry. Jews performed this kind of minstrelsy in the 1910s and 1920s, better and more than any other group in America.
Whoa, they did it better and more than any other group in America. So, here it is. This is the 1920s. What was going on in the 1920s? Anybody know?
Bring it out.
What about Red Summer? What about the massacre at Springfield? What about Rosewood? You understand? What about the bombing of Tulsa, Oklahoma? So when Black Wall Street, so when all this was going on, they was making mockery of us. Go ahead, read on.
Jews performed this kind of minstrelsy in the 1910s and the 1920s, better and more than any other group in America. Jewish faces covered in cork were ubiquitous. Michael Alexander and University of California religiously studied professors wrote in Jazz Age Jews. University of Princeton Press, 2003. The late author Michael Rogan, whose 1998 book, Blackface, White Noise, Jewish Immigrants in the Hollywood Melting Pot, University of California Press, investigated this phenomenon, wrote that many Jewish members of the entertainment industry thought that depicting Jews as themselves would promote anti-Semitism so that they hid it. Blackface is a metaphor for that.
Go ahead, keep reading.
In actuality, wrote film scholars Lester Friedman in Hollywood, Image of the Jew, Unguard Publishing Company, 1982. Many Jewish performers gained early and continued success in using blackface.
So they got their career started in blackface.
Indeed, it is too easy to ignore the derogatory aspects of such activities. The unconscious racism accepted and nourished by such cruelty parodies by citing historical context.
But you got something you want to say?
Hey, they said that the Jewish people got their star or fame from making fun of black people or exploiting black people, right? Likewise, today, Jewish people are behind all the music that black people put out. That's the worst music in black community. Jewish people promote that and back all the most base people of our people. Right. And just to correlate with that, they said they made their money back then from making fun of black people and exploiting blacks, and just like they do today.
Exactly. Anybody got something else? Give me, if no one has anything else, give me Job chapter 30, verse 1. All right? So here it is, all right? Our people are getting massacred, all right? Getting lynched, all right, in the 1920s, and they having a good old time. Before you get that, no, give me that in Job 30 and verse 1.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 1.
Come on.
But now they that are younger than I have me in derision.
So now it says they that are younger than I, because we was the sons of God. We was the sons of Adam. Later on, we was known as the Israelites. You understand? So that's what makes them younger than us. Read it from the top.
That's right.
But now they that are younger than I have me in derision.
Derision is another word for mockery. Read.
Whose fathers I would not have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock.
So you can take their elders, and he wouldn't let the dogs of the flock sit with them. That's how nasty and disgusting they was as a people. But now here it is in 1920s, they making mockery of us. We the true Jews. You understand? Read.
Verse 2. Yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me,
Come on.
in whom old age was perished.
Read.
For what and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time.
Jump down to verse 5.
Verse 5. They were driven forth from among men.
They were driven forth from among men. Nobody wanted them around them. Nobody wanted them around. You understand? Read.
They cried after them as after a thief.
And they still thieves today. Come on.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
Cavemen. Read.
Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools.
They were children of fools.
Yea, children of base men.
They children of base men, but our people can't see that. Why? Because of the Christianity. Come on.
They were viler than the earth.
They are viler than the earth. Read.
And now am I their song.
And now we are their song. Go ahead.
Yea, I am their byword.
We are their byword.
The hell is this?
They abhorred me. They flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face.
They spare not to spit in our face, all right? When they do things like go to HBCUs, right, and talk about abortion, that's spitting in our face. Having people like Megan Thee Stallion to come and represent our people, that's spitting in our face. Just to name a few. You got something, officer?
I was just thinking, officer, to go back to verse 9, where it says, and now am I their song. No, I'm looking at where it say they are viler. They are viler than the earth. It boggles me, right? Because it fits them so perfectly. You're talking about the same people who don't use washcloths. And they take showers. They just take the bar soap and go like this in the shower. These the same people that don't wash their chicken. You put the chicken in the water, it got us all murky at the top. They eat and sleep with their dogs. Let the dogs lick them all in the mouth. These are vile people. But then they look down, they say they the chosen people of God. chosen people of God don't take showers with washcloths. Okay.
This fool done lost his mind.
Yeah, man. It's an article I just posted. Pull that article I posted in there. Why we talking about Esau? Because our people, they have to really understand this is a diabolical beast. This man has no morals at all. You know what I mean? He is the wicked of the earth, right? And I'm gonna bring out something that they don't really talk about doing slavery. Even when you see the slave movies, or you might watch something about slavery, they don't really bring up this part of the brutal punishment that they did to the men. Now, support that article up. Read that.
Buck breaking. How African American slaves were raped.
They don't talk about this. You don't see this in the movies, how they show you how Esau was raping us, right? Now I'm starting to scroll up. Go to read buck breaking, the first right there.
Buck breaking is a form of sexual abuse, which became very popular in the Caribbean.
Very popular in the Caribbean. Go ahead.
It was used by white slave owners, as well as merchants.
Can you read?
What made buck breaking distinct from other punishments was that only male slaves were victims.
Right, so they let you know that this buck breaking, that only male slaves was victims, right? All right, scroll down to, let me see, the origins of buck breaking. Because we gotta get this in our minds that these people hate us. These people are defiled, and they are not God's chosen people.
Origins of buck breaking. Buck breaking came to life when African slaves rebellions had increased.
You see that? So our people was trying to get free. We was rebelling against slavery, and they said buck breaking came about when we started to rebel the most. Esau said, you know what? We got to invent buck breaking. We have to break these men. Keep reading.
It first started with the stripping of male slaves.
Right, so they started when they, they stripped all the male slaves. Go ahead.
And having them flogged while other slaves watched.
And they made the other slaves watch this. Go ahead.
With time, it graduated into stripping and raping.
Right, so it lets you know they made all the slaves watch how they, they stripped us, and then they made us watch how they raped us. Keep reading.
This act spared no male. It affected both children and men.
You see that? It affected both children and men. So these things that they did in slavery, it still affect us today. Because many of our men are still butt broke spiritually. Because of the things that they did in slavery, now when we hit the streets and teach, our people scared to say the white man did this. They look behind their back. Yeah, we like, bro, the white man did it. Because what they did to us, this butt breaking, it's just showing you how defiled and how ruthless of a beast these men are. They evil. Bring that out real quick.
Hey, let me get Psalms 143 and verse 3, because what Officer is bringing out is on point. All of these things that they have done to us throughout history affects us today. And I know a lot of people like to say, stop worrying about slavery over with. But we got to come to the realization that that's the reason we act the way that we act. Even in this truth, now that we got the understanding of the Most High, it's still things that we go through in repentance because of what we've been going through all this time. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 143 and verse 3. For the enemy hath persecuted my soul.
The Bible said the enemy have persecuted my soul. That go back to what he was bringing out with the blackface. You know what I'm saying? We trying to be something in society, and everybody making money, making fun of us, calling us monkeys. Read.
For the enemy hath persecuted my soul. He had smitten my life down to the ground.
Read.
He had made me to dwell in darkness, as those that have been long dead.
He said it was so bad, it was like we've been long dead. We've been in the same position as people that's already dead. We wanted to die, basically, is what he's saying. Read on.
Therefore is my spirit overwhelmed within me.
And that's how we living today. That's why we so bugged out, because our spirit is overwhelmed. We done seen so much go on in this earth that we overwhelmed. When things happen, we don't know how to think logically no more. We black out. That's what black people say. I blacked out and this happened. Finish that verse.
My heart within me is desolate.
It say my heart is desolate, and that's why we got these scriptures now to bring us back to life. Because when you go outside, you see our people's hearts is desolate. We got black women wearing blonde hair. Don't you think that correlates to the blackface that we seen all this time?
Bring it out.
And now we said, okay, black women gonna start putting blonde hair in our head. They gonna impersonate us and make fun of us. We're gonna impersonate them to try to make ourselves look better.
The hell is this?
Hey, you know what? It's some more in that article I wanted to show you. I want to show you we still talking about this diabolical beast and all the torture and the evil things that they've done to us, right? Go back to that article and scroll down to at the time Butt Breaker became famous. I want to show y'all something. Because these is your bosses today. This is the same white man that give you a car. This is the same white man that give you a house. He give you that pay raise. He give you that bonus at the end of the year. And he smile in your face. And he wants you to smile back at him. But yet, they won't tell you what they did to you in slavery.
At a time, buck breaking became so successful that it grew into sex farms.
You see that? This butt breaker became so successful that it grew into sex farms. They don't talk about that in slavery. They don't mention that in the education of school. They don't talk about the sex farms. They don't talk about the butt breaking and how sex farms came about. Keep reading.
Where male African slaves were bred just for the purpose of being raped by their white masters.
You see that? So they bred black men for the purpose to get raped by their white masters at the sex farms, right? Keep reading. Go down. Go ahead.
Buck breaking was done to cripple the ego and the strength of the male slave.
You see that? Because they wanted to break our ego. They wanted to break that warrior in us, that lion-like ego that we supposed to have. They say, nah, rape these men and take their ego, right? Keep reading.
Most slaves, after being raped, committed suicide as they could not live with the shame.
You see that? They killed themselves. Why? Because they felt the shame, because they understood that they took our pride, the manhood. They took our manhood, and us being men, you like, damn, I can't do nothing. You didn't got raped in front of everybody. You got your kids out there, your wife in slavery, and everybody watching you get butt broke. You killed yourself. And, and this the thing that is still traumatizing to our people today. To the fact that, we jacked up. And the Lord is showing us that these people, no matter how much you think they nice, no matter how much you care about them, He's going to show you that they are the wicked of the earth. And it's our job to bring this out. Because guess what? They show their kids this stuff. But you know what I'm saying? When it comes to black people, we don't want to talk about slavery. We don't want to talk about what the white man has done to us. Why? Because it's going to force you to think different. That's all I got. Go ahead.
Hey, yo, that's heavy. Give me 142 real quick. Give me 142. Read, while you getting 142, read Psalm 79, verse 4. Psalm 79, verse 4. You know that the devil was working with them. Yeah. Satan had to be working with them. Yeah. No one through history, all right, went through those means to break a people but the white man. No one. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 79 and verse 4.
Read.
We are become a reproach to our neighbors.
We are become a reproach to our neighbors. You understand? This is the history that we got to live with.
One more thing, officer. Hey, go back to that article. I'm going to show you how this butt breaking out, it messed with us psychologically so bad that in 2024, you still seeing the effects. I'm going to show, man, listen, these are, like officer just said, Satan was working with these devils. Satan was working with these devils to the point now that our people are still being spiritually butt broke just by what they wearing. Go to the article. Go down to butt breaking also done in the presence. Yeah. Read that right there.
Buck breaking was also done in the presence of little male slaves.
Right, so they did it in front of the little kids. Go ahead.
And the male slaves' families, so as to show superiority of the white masters over the male slave
So
leaders.
to let you know that the white man was the master over everybody. Go ahead.
Buck breaking crippled most little revolutions as it made slaves weak and less motivated.
So any type of revolutionary thought that you had, they butt broke you so you wouldn't think to fight back or try to escape. They killed any of that spirit. Go ahead.
it broke the spirit of American slave of African male slaves and made them feel less masculine.
You see that? It made us feel less masculine, so we start, feeling effeminate because, hell, you can't be masculine because he raping you. Go ahead.
Some records have it that sagging.
Whoa, read that again.
Some records have it that sagging originated from buck breaking.
You see that? It say some records have it that sagging originated from butt breaking. Many of our young brothers out here and older men out here still sag their pants today. Keep reading.
Slave masters forced male slaves to sag so as to let everyone, including other white slave masters, know they have already been raped.
Damn, so they made them sag their pants to let them know, hey, he been raped already. Sag your pants and show everybody on the damn slave plantation you been raped. Keep reading.
Then male slaves who sagged wore no pants. Boxers, so their buttocks stayed out.
So that showed you that even today in 2024, he is still spiritually butt breaking the men. That's why they sagging their pants. They don't even know why they doing it.
That's crazy because they taught us that it come from jail. But
Yeah.
now we reading where it really come from. It started from
Well, the
butt
white man the
breaking.
devil, man.
It's crazy.
Hey, and it also show you that anybody that's partaking in this black culture that they putting out there, they know that you broken.
It ain't black culture, it's slave culture. That's what it is. It's crazy.
And all those white men that was butt breaking our brothers, all right, they in the Catholic Church, all right, as priests. If you're wondering where they at, that's where they are.
The hell is this?
Butt breaking young white boys. You understand? That's what they doing.
Damn.
All right, but they don't get locked up. They don't get persecuted. They get away with it.
He ain't lying.
All right, give me that 142.
Fantasy and biblical foreload.
No, just the underline part, brother.
Today, a large number of black Americans think of the Jews as people of the book.
So all of our people practically think of the Jews as the people of the book. How do we know this? Because when we go out and tell them that they're the greatest people on earth, they get mad at us. They want to beat us up. That's crazy. Read.
And they look more favorably on them than on other Caucasians.
They look so much favorably on them than any other Caucasians. They say that they're olive color. You know
Cocaine's a hell of a
It
drug.
makes no sense. What is olive? You understand? Hey, yo, I was guilty of that too. I'm like, yeah, they olive color. But I'm looking like, I'm finding the olive color in them. You understand what I'm saying?
The hell is this?
I was just gonna say olive either come in black or green,
Black or green. You understand? Go ahead, read on.
These poorly informed blacks do not know that the Jews of Europe played the same role in their enslavement.
They played the same role in our enslavement. Read.
Oppression and colonization as other Europeans.
They was taking part in the buck breaking. They was doing it too. And guess what? They wasn't doing it just to break us. They was doing it because they liked it. You know what I'm saying? They're a bunch of homos. Jump down to the next paragraph.
As financiers and insurers of European maritime commerce, a commerce largely focused on the slave trade for 3 centuries. Jewish mercantile houses amassed vast fortunes in both Europe and North America, fortunes that were often interrelated by family and marital ties.
You see that? So they married people over here. Go ahead.
In Europe, conversos operating out of the Madrid.
That's a converso is a Amalekite that converted to Judaism. Go ahead.
operating out of Madrid and Seville, handled the business of the Spanish slaving. Jews openly operating in Amsterdam served the financial needs of Protestant slavers.
They did what?
Served the financial need of Protestant slavers.
So the Protestant slavers was in the South. Go ahead.
In America, a flourishing Jewish financial community centered mainly in Newport, Rhode Island, financed and insured slaving voyages by Yankee captains.
All right, so now, give me Revelation 2 and 9. All right? Give me Revelation 2 and 9 for the imposters out here. Read what you got.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works.
So the Bible says, I know your works. I know your works, all right? You tried the peaceful protest, all right? You tried to be Islam. You tried to gather up arms and fight the white man with guns and everything like that. We tried economics. Read.
And tribulation.
And tribulation. Read.
And poverty. But thou art rich.
The Bible says, but you're rich. Besides all those things, in spite of all those things that you went through, all right, you have not tried the right thing. You understand? When you figure out what's the right thing to do, you're going to find out that you have the inheritance of the whole planet Earth.
That's
Give me that real quick in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8. All right, dealing with riches. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 8 verse 5.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 8 and verse 5.
Read.
If riches be a possession to be desired.
So if riches, because a lot of our people want to get paid. Everybody want to be rich. Everybody want to be a number one stunner. You understand? That's probably a little old term for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Read it from the top.
If riches be a possession to be desired in this life, what is richer than wisdom that worketh all things?
So when you find out what wisdom is, it worketh all things. But you got to put that wisdom first. And guess what? You don't want the all things in this life. This ain't the time to have it. Jump down to verse 13.
Verse 13.
Go ahead.
Moreover, by the means of her,
Wisdom.
I shall obtain immortality.
So wisdom is going to get you immortality. Keeping God's commandments is going to get you eternal life. Read.
And leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me.
So wisdom also will give you a good report. In other words, a good name, all right? That's out to those that come after you, all right? Read.
I shall set the people in order.
You shall be what? To do what?
I shall set the people in order.
So wisdom builds leaders. Read.
And the nations shall be subject unto me.
You see that? The Bible says wisdom will have nations to be subject unto you, meaning that you will rule the other nations once you apply wisdom first in your life. Read.
Horrible tyrants shall be afraid.
The Bible says horrible tyrants shall be afraid. So as we going through this lesson, we found out we had a whole lot of horrible tyrants in the Caribbean islands, all right, in South America. You understand? In the south of America. Read.
When they do but hear of me.
When they do but hear of you, they shall be afraid. Come on.
I shall be found good among the multitude and valiant in war.
So drop that, all right?
Things change. Things remain the same, or so they seem.
So it says things change. Things remain the same, or so they seem. That's something like that says that in Ecclesiastes, right? The things that has been and shall be. Read on.
Today, once again, we find the image of the Afro-American's male body dominating the popular culture.
So the Afro-American male's body, it dominates the popular culture. I think that's what you was pointing out earlier. Read on.
An imagination of America out of all proportion to the size of his group.
Because they call us the minority, right? But we are the most influencing, all right, people when it comes to music, clothing, style, athleticism, all right, talent in singing, things of that nature. Read on.
In much the same way that in the 19th century, his distorted minstrel image dominated the popular culture of the North. and the lust for his crucified body dominated that of the South.
So guess what? And at the same time they was having the minstrels in the North, we was getting lynched in the South. You understand what I'm saying? So it's much like today, all right? These entertainers, let's take Denzel Washington, for example, the greatest black actor, all right, so far. At the same time, he gets butt broken. He butt breaks himself on national TV. You understand? He emasculates himself. And this happens over and over. You understand? Our people have to apologize. You understand? For speaking their mind, standing up for what they think is right.
The hell is
You know
this?
what I'm saying? Who was that? The one brother, I forget his name. He didn't hold his hand on his heart for the Pledge of Allegiance. No, that wasn't Colin Coward. It was the dude that used to, he's like a news sports announcer. Got Michael Strahan. You know what I'm saying? They got on his head about not putting his hand on his chest during the national anthem. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if he had to apologize or whatever, but he had to get some get right. All right? So did we finish that out? Give me, where am I at? Give me Revelation, all right? Verse 11 and verse 10. So they was in the North, all right, doing minstrels, and in the South, they was lynching us. So it was one big party when we was dying and getting our homes taken. You understand? Our houses burned down, our men burnt alive at the stake. Come on, read what you got.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 10.
Read.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them.
They do what? They rejoice over our people. All right. When we was in misery, when we was catching hell, they was rejoicing by doing minstrels, putting on blackface, drinking, eating, living it up. Read.
And make merry, and shall send gifts one to another.
And they were sending gifts one to another, sending postcards of our men hung, all right, burned at the stake, all right. They were sending postcards. They were sending body parts to one another. They was cutting off our nose, our ears, you understand, our lips and things like that. Give me Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 16.
Hey, officer, you know what that kind of sound like when it says they made merry over us when we was dead? It almost sound like when Trump say, let's make America great again. Because when was it ever great? I mean, when Negroes was under the Jim Crow laws, fleeing from the Ku Klux Klan, things of that nature, when we was being tormented, they was rejoicing. That's the America he want to make great again.
Exactly. Exactly. Give me that. Lamentation 2 verse 16.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 2 and verse 16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
Read.
They hiss and gnash their teeth.
Go ahead.
They say, we have swallowed her up.
They say, we have swallowed her up. Go ahead.
Certainly, this is the day that we look for.
They say, certainly, this is the day we have looked for. We've been waiting. We got them. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to get back to. That's the America they want to make great again. Read.
We have found, we have seen it. The Lord hath done that which he had devised. He had fulfilled his word that he hath commanded in the days of old. He hath thrown down, he hath not pitied. He hath caused thine enemies to rejoice over thee.
He has done what?
He hath caused thine enemies to rejoice over thee.
So these heathen in blackface and all that, they rejoicing over us. Us running the ball up and down the court, they rejoicing over us, right? Trying to be a part, trying to assimilate to their society. They are rejoicing over these things.
To rejoice over thee, he had set up the horn of thine adversary.
And that's Esau, Idumean, Edom. All right? So give me Jeremiah 48 and verse 25. Jeremiah 48 and 27, rather.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 48 and verse 27.
Go ahead.
For was not Israel a derision unto thee?
So Israel has been a derision unto the nations. Go ahead.
Was he found among thieves?
He was what?
Was he found among thieves?
So they stole us, all right? And we are still in their possession. Read.
For since thou spakest of him, thou skippedest for joy.
They do what?
Thou skippedest for joy.
So they skipping around just joyful and not a worry in the world. You understand? They living good. You understand? They fattening up their 401ks. They getting the stocks and bonds. Their mother and them leaving those things to them. understand? They getting the best education. They get first pick at everything. You understand? They have no worries. Give me that 144.
FBI investigating death of Alabama man found hanging after suing police.
So look at this, all right? So this man, this brother, he sued the police. Now he's found hanging, all right? And guess where this at? This is in the good old South, Alabama, I believe. All right, so this is the brother. Let's take a look at the brother, all right? That's him with his kids. He got 3 girls at least, right? Go on, scroll down. Let's read what's going on with him.
The FBI has agreed to investigate the death of Denoris Richardson, 39, a black man who was found hanging in a remote area miles from his home in Colbert County, Alabama.
In Alabama, miles from his home in a remote area. Go ahead.
AP reported. On September 28th, Colbert County Sheriff's deputies responded to a call about a suspicious vehicle at an abandoned house close to the Mississippi border, found Mr. Richardson hanging from a beam in a carport. According to OWL.com, Sheriff Eric Beltine told reporters that his investigation concluded the cause of death was suicide.
So they concluded that the cause of death was suicide. They
The hell
always
is
do
this?
that.
The
It
hell
was
is this?
suicide. But no, you know what I'm saying? They ain't investigated nothing.
The hell is this?
That remind me when you read the scripture where it said like they spit in our face. That's a spit in the face for you to say something like that. Here it is, this man dead. He had family, kids, and you gonna sit there and bold face lie like we can't see the truth. Right. Can I get a scripture on? Get Ezekiel 35. Let's get verse 2. Because a lot of times what we see is that here in America, we don't get no justice. We see continuous oppression, and it's just over and over and over and over and over again to the point where a lot of us get desensitized to it. And we see things like this. It ain't the first time we seen nothing like this, and it ain't gonna be the last, right? But watch this.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 35 and verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir.
Now, when you read Genesis 36, and I think it's verse 8, it show you that Mount Seir is talking about Esau, the white man. Keep reading.
And prophesy against it.
So it's our responsibility to prophesy against the so-called white man. Why? Because of the things that he done. We seeing this man hanging our people. This man buck breaking all the black man. He destroyed our people. Our people been trotting down here in America. Now, jump to verse 5.
Verse 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
That's what we seeing. How many more articles can we pull up to show that this man is not the most hateful, vile person that's ever lived on the face of this earth? Keep reading.
And has shed the blood of the children of Israel.
That's what we just read. Read.
By the force of their sword.
Keep going.
In the time of their calamity.
Even when we was going through the calamity, talking about slavery. Even when we going through slavery, they was still killing us, buck breaking us, all these things. We was already slaves. We was already slaves, serving the punishment that God put upon us. And they said we still gonna kill them anyways. Read.
And the time that their iniquity had an end.
And when it was time for our iniquity to have an end, meaning that when it came time for us to come out of slavery, why didn't they just let us go? Why didn't they just let our people go? No, they're showing you that they have a perpetual hatred against us. It's ongoing, and it ain't going to end until the Lord come back and destroy them. That's it.
Hey, you know what? While we talking about hanging, right? Because you might think this only happened to adults.
The hell is this?
Black men and black women, right? I'm going to show you that they mentality, they teach this to their kids, right? Pull that article up with the 7-year-old. I think it's 890. I'm going to show you that while we send our kids to their schools, we're going to show you what they teach their kids. And they kids enact this stuff in the school, right? Y'all got the article? Read that article.
7-year-old.
Hold on. Read the date first.
Tuesday, November 26, 2024.
So this month. This is just
Yesterday, right?
that well
Today.
hold on, the 26th? Oh.
Wow.
Okay, that's
Wow.
okay, maybe this is the updated article, but it's probably an updated article, but read it.
7-year-old black student found hanged in school bathroom. Parents demand answers.
So this 7-year-old black kid was found hung in the bathroom. He didn't die, right? But he was found hung, and as a parent, you want answers to why is my 7-year-old hung in the bathroom, right? Read the Nationwide.
Nationwide, a 7-year-old African-American boy
So we know this was Jake. Go ahead.
from Wandolph, Maryland,
This up north. Go ahead.
was found unconscious in a school bathroom
Uh-huh.
after an alleged bullying incident involving a fourth grader.
So why didn't they say the ethnicity of the fourth grader? Because we already know it was Esau. Keep reading.
The second grader discovered hanged, survived but is left traumatized, sparking outrage from his family and calls for accountability from the school.
So this 7-year-old, he's traumatized, right? So the parents is trying to find answers, but I'm gonna show you how Esau played this, right? Scroll down to give me the school principal. Now, the parent demand answers, right? This is what the principal had to tell the parent as she is wondering why is her 7-year-old found hung in the bathroom by a bully, right? Read what the school principal say.
The school principal, Carrie Burke, explained in a letter to parents that the two students were playing in the bathroom.
So he said 2 students were playing in the bathroom. Go ahead.
When one of them got their jacket caught on a hook.
So you playing in the bathroom, you mean to tell me, oh, the 7-year-old, he got his jacket caught on a hook, right? Go ahead.
She described it as horse playing.
Uh-huh.
And said that one student couldn't free the other.
Uh-huh.
So they went to get help, and staff called 911.
So she said, hey, they was playing in the bathroom. The 7-year-old, the black kid, by the way, got hung on the hook by his coat. So the white kid went to go get help, right? Keep reading.
And staff called 911 as precaution.
Go ahead.
However, the boy's family is not convinced by the school's
I
explanation.
won't be convinced either. That don't even sound right. Go ahead.
The mother said, it doesn't make sense
Uh-huh.
to me. If you are horse playing, how do you get caught on a hook?
So see, like if you horse playing, how did your jacket get caught on a hook? Go ahead.
Like we need answers.
Uh-huh.
I want answers. And we won't stop till we get answers.
Now keep reading.
School officials said they found no evidence of racial motivation
The hell
or
is this?
intentional harm.
So the school had to say, hey, listen, we don't see no racial motivation, even though this is a 7-year-old second grade black kid and a 4th grade white kid. He said, hey, we don't find, even though it looks like he tried to hang him, but he didn't. He was horse playing and he caught his jacket on a hook and he said, hey, we don't think it was no racial things going on, right? Keep going.
But disciplinary actions will follow the district's code of conduct.
Right, so that's all I wanted to get, but I want to show you just how they play our people, how they try to just downplay these things that's going on by trying to belittle us and think that we stupid. Oh, this wasn't a racial thing. I know it looked like he was trying to hang him, but they was just play fighting and his jacket got caught. He went to go get help though. You know, man, it just go to show you that even our kids, as far as a 7-year-old, they're not safe in these schools. You know, so we can't put our trust in these people. We have to teach our kids this stuff because that 4th grader, I guarantee you, his parents teaching him well. Keep those nigga slaves in check. And he was acting that out in school.
Right. It was another incident where a kid said, I'm gonna show you how we used to do you back in the old days. So this stuff is happening. Go back to that article real quick. You got something you want to say? Go back to that article with the brother from Alabama real quick, because what you was going over just reminded me of something in that article that we didn't touch on. I think it's what, 144? Real quick. Fast and in hurry. All right, go down. Go down. Go down. All right, start right there. Let me see. Start right there. It says they harassed him his whole life.
They harassed him his whole life. Lee Richardson told App that Denores had been scared of the police since she had met him. when he was just 17. Sherfield police had harassed him his whole life, she told Owl.com. App reported that in the more than 15 years since Mr. Richardson pled guilty to drug possession in 2006, court records show Sherfield police arrested him at least 6 times for charges ranging from disorderly conduct to assault, but except for a traffic violation for expired tags. None of those charges resulted in a conviction.
Wow. Go ahead.
Mrs. Richardson told Owl.com that Sherfield police arrested her husband on false accusations of animal cruelty. While he was detained in the Sherfield City Jail for 5 days in 2022, several police officers beat him, strapped him in a restraint chair for hours, and denied him medical attention after he was sprayed with tear gas and shocked with a taser. According to a federal lawsuit Mr. Richardson filed earlier this year.
Okay, go down.
Miss Marvin Long sued the department last year after officers involved in an unrelated arrest outside of his home dragged him down his porch steps and set a police dog on him.
Wow.
As he screamed for help, he told App that Mr. Richardson's death put him in an even greater fear for police retaliation. To this day, I hate seeing a police car, Mr. Long said. I am still more afraid now than ever.
Hey, yo, I was trying to find where it says that he stayed in an area where it's like 70-something% white people. You understand? So, he was trying to better himself, trying to live the good life, the American dream. But you got to know that that's not always the move, all right, to go and live where Esau lived. You understand? I know our people, they start doing a little good. They want to get away from our people because our people crazy as hell. But you got to find that happy medium. You understand? Because you don't want to be out there with them. They not to be trusted. Now, started racist oppression.
Racist oppression took many forms and damaged Afro-American men and women in numerous ways. But the single greatest focus of ethnic domination was the relentless effort to emasculate the Afro-American male in every conceivable way.
You see that? They try to emasculate us in every conceivable way. Continue reading.
And at every turn. And a substantial minority of lynchings.
Now read that little part in the middle too.
The second essay, Feast of Blood, Race, Religion, and Human Sacrifice in the Postbellum South.
That's the South. Go ahead.
Examines the most brutal episode in the long history of racial gender destruction.
So that's what they was trying to do. They was trying to damage our gender, all right, our role in the family. Go back.
Postbellum mean post-slavery, correct?
Yes,
Okay,
after the Civil War.
The Civil War.
That's what it means.
It shows how there emerged in the post-Reconstruction South a neo-slavery system in which religion, politics, and economics fused in the rituals of the lynch mob, and a substantial minority of lynchings. Those rituals partook of a cult of human sacrifice.
You see that? So these were rituals. These were human sacrifices. As we read, right, because you brought out Ezekiel chapter 35, when their iniquity had an end, right? That's when we got freed as slaves. But when we got freed as slaves, they was mad. You understand? And as we read, what they were doing was they were sacrificing us to their God. That's what they were doing. Put it back up. Read on.
In a substantial minority of lynchings, those rituals partook of a cult human sacrifice, focused on the literal and symbolic castration of Afro-American males.
So they cut our penises off, our male parts. Read on.
The worshippers castrated and then immolated their victims alive, and as burnt offerings to a Southern Christian god.
You see that? They did it to a Southern Christian god. So so the bishop was on point. They were these were rituals. These were secret ceremonies, all right, to their God. Not the God Bible. You understand? Put it back up. Go ahead.
Whom they felt they had to assuage and propitiate after their humiliating defeat in the Civil War.
That's where it all comes from. Their defeat in the Civil War, they felt like they had to sacrifice us for power, all right, for knowledge. Go ahead, put it back up.
And their trauma of losing a cherished way of life, as with similar cult of human sacrifices in other periods and places, most notably those of the Aztecs and
Okay, that's it on that. Go to the next page. Is it another page, 146? Yeah. All right, start at, and it did, above the imperial wizard.
And it did, indeed, cult leaders such as an imperial wizard. Simmons himself.
So you know that he is a devil worshiper. He got wizard, his middle name. He a wizard. Go ahead.
Himself a former preacher.
A former preacher.
That's the KKK, right? And that's what the hot title for the KKK. So the pastors in the South was KKK Grand Master Leaders. Wizards, my bad, yeah, wizards.
And they were sacrificing us to white Jesus.
And this is where all these Baptists get their denomination and they understand it.
Right. It's crazy. Go ahead, continue reading.
Uprightly insisted that the Klan was as much a religion as a secular cult.
You see that? They as much as a religion as a secular cult. Continue.
Of the burning cross was a powerful symbolic instrument that appealed directly to the religious impulse of its adherents. It was the KKK that formalized the cult of human sacrifice of Afro-Americans that had spontaneously emerged in the lynching rituals of the post-Reconstruction South.
So that's how they was trying to build the South back up, by killing us, burning us alive. Read on.
And its focus...
No, by the mid-1920s.
By the mid-1920s, the Klan had become not the Protestant church's main competitor in the South, but a major force in the religious revival of the period.
So they was pretty much the Church of the South. That's what they're saying. Go ahead.
And its focus, it can never be too frequently repeated, was the emasculation and sacrifice of Afro-American males, preferably those who were most successful.
Oh, stop! Wait a minute. That's where the movie Play the Violin or whatever come from. 12 Years a Slave. All right. It says preferably those who were most successful. We see remnants of that today. You understand? They target people like Bill Cosby. They tarnish his name. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson. All right. Read that part again.
Preferably those who were most successful with consequences that we are still living with today.
You see that? He said we still living with those things today. Continue reading.
And attempting to understand how and why so gruesome and barbaric a cult could thrive in what had already emerged as the major economy, political order, and Christian nation of Western civilization. Woodrow Wilson, one of the most learned men to hold the office of president, actually enjoyed a private showing in the White House of the movie Birth of a Nation.
You see that? He enjoyed that thing. Jump down to where it says, how in heaven's name.
How in heaven's name could Christianity, which worships as the one true living God, a swarthy skinned working class Semite.
So the author, he's from West Indian. He's West Indian. He understood that Christ is black. So he's saying, how in the world could where is it at? How in heaven's name could Christianity worship as the one true living God, a swarthy skinned working class Semite from the sticks of ancient Roman Palestine? That's what, Nazareth. Continue.
Who preached a doctrine of love. There we find, more than in the deep south, there we find the seemingly frightful paradox that the more Afro-Americans were tortured and crucified by Christians,
The more they was tortured and crucified. Go ahead.
in the name of their God and under the banner of the cross, the more Afro-Americans renewed their faith in this very same religion, seeking solace from this very same cross.
That's how you know that's witchcraft.
Hey,
That's
officer, that proves that the God that they were sacrificing us to was white Jesus. It say the same God they were sacrificing to black folks was even the more so trying to forgot the word, and it said, read that again. Go back to that. Read it.
The banner of the cross, the more Afro-Americans renewed their faith in this very same religion.
In the same religion the white man was sacrificing us to this God, we found ourselves even the more trying to worship upon. That is crazy. That is crazy.
It don't make any sense. You know what I'm saying?
Cocaine's
That's
a
how
hell
you
of a
know it was
drug.
witchcraft. Go back to the article, the book. Jump down to That Christianity.
That Christianity is not the religion of Christ.
That is telling you the Christianity that our people believe in today is not the religion of Christ.
The Jewish religion and social militant, but the religion about Christ, and more perversely, the religion about his lynching.
So it's perversely more about the religion of his lynching. Read.
Christ did not know
You
Christianity.
see that? Christ didn't know Christianity. This brother understood that. Go ahead.
Not a single statement he made anticipated such a creed, or even less a church. Many of his most authentic sayings suggest that he believed and practiced just the opposite of what was eventually preached, made, and destroyed in his name.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 8. All right, because during the time of the Inquisition, right, we still knew that we was we knew that we was the people. We knew that we was the 12 tribes. We knew that we was the Jews and everything like that. But when we came over here, they perfected it. Read what you got.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 8.
Come on.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
So they're not physically dead. They're dead in Christianity. Here it is, we're getting tortured, all right, and burned alive in the name of that thing, but we're so much the more trying to make solace with it, or solace. All right? Read.
Which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt.
It's spiritually called Sodom and Egypt because guess what they was doing to our brothers in the West Indies? Sodomizing them, all right? And we serve slavery here, all right? Go ahead.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Right, and that's what the author said. His name was crucified. He said something like that. Go back, let's see what he said. He said his name, destroyed his name. He destroyed his name. So this is where Revelation 11 and 8 was fulfilled in America. You understand what I'm saying? Give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14, verse 23 real quick.
Start at verse 21.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny did ascribe unto stones and stocks that incommunicable name, the incommunicable name.
Read.
Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of God.
Our people start to earn the knowledge of God. Read.
But whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance,
It's a great war of ignorance. Our people are still in that to this day. Read.
those so great plagues they called they peace.
Because guess what? When you start to do these religions and follow the customs of the nations, then they back up off of you. Read.
For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices,
They slew their children in sacrifices. That's what we're talking about right now, the lynchings that's going on. But even our people to this day, we sacrifice our children through the things that we do to assimilate inside of this beast. Read.
are used secret ceremonies, are made revelings of strange rites.
All praises.
Those revelings of strange rites. All right, that's what they was doing. That's what a ritual is. It's a rite. You got something you want to pull out?
The reveling of strange rites. That's when they used to lynch us. It was a party. The whole town got together.
Yep.
They celebrated that thing.
On Sunday.
On
Sunday.
Right.
They stopped everything.
After church.
All right.
After they got
It was a joyous occasion.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Hey, can we read one more verse? Read the next verse.
Verse 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled.
That's back to that butt breaking. A marriage is it's defiled now.
Yeah, 'cause some of our people they was married.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
But either one slew another treacherously or grieved him by adultery.
And that's what the slave master did to us.
That's facts right there. All right, so it's late. Give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 1. All right. So it is a brighter day for our people, but we got to remember these things and take knowledge and take note of these things so we can better understand the situation we're in or the way that we even think in certain situations. It's some more stuff I wanted to get into, but we ain't going to have time. All right, we ain't going to have time. Read what you got.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5 and verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness.
So the righteous men are standing in great boldness, all right? And we're bringing out who the devil is on earth, all right? Every day, all day. Read.
Before the face of such as have afflicted him.
Before his face, all right? We're going to bring it out before the white man because he was the one that afflicted us, all right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And made no account of his labors.
They made no account for our labors. Go ahead.
When they see
They
it,
tell us that they're going to give us 40 acres of the mule every 4 years.
The hell is
You
this?
understand what I'm saying? Well, we're going to get reparations, all right?
That's
Read.
right.
when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
So when they see our salvation, right, they already troubled with terrible fear because they having all these meetings about UAPs around military bases, around the nuclear bases and all that. So they already trembling with fear. Read.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
Read.
So far beyond all that they look for.
Come on.
And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit.
Read.
Shall say within themselves.
What they going to say?
This was he whom we had sometime in derision.
These were them who we was making mockery of. We was painting our face black, making fun of them. Painting our lips all wide and over-exaggerating their features. You understand? Making their skin way too black and shiny. You know what I'm saying? Make them all buck-eyed and white. You know what I'm saying? Doing the little dances with the white gloves on. Read that part again.
This was he whom we had sometimes in derision.
But breaking them in broad daylight in front of infants, man, boy, woman, grandmama. You understand? Humiliating our men. Read that part again.
This was he whom we had sometimes in derision.
So they had our people in derision. All right? But they going to know that day. Come on.
And a proverb of reproach.
Read.
We fools accounted his life madness.
They counted our lives madness. Read on.
And his end to be without honor.
His end to be without honor. Go ahead.
How is he numbered among the children of God?
How was he numbered with the children of God? All right. So with that, I say shalom. We got something up in class. Shalom.
Sons of God! We're going to take this city. We're going to take the kingdom. We're going to rule them hard. This is war! This is war! This is war! I'm here for the win, well, to get it again. The Lord call it taking the kingdom. Want what's mine? Taking my time, turning and taking your freedom. Risen from the ashes, after the lashes, call it a beautiful tragedy. We've been on the brink of insanity. It's the end of your days, our calamity. Adding in, grab a friend for the finale. Curtain call on a heathen. We want forever and a day. Why would the pastor lie and say it's your season? Drop a bomb on them, Hiroshima. Drop a bomb on them cause they need it. Scrub it down, planet need a cleaning. Vagabond gone